Well, hello everyone. This is Joe Drums coming to you. Hope everybody's doing great. Again, I'm doing awesome. Today is February 14th, Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Speaking of love, love is in the air, obviously. I'm still doing Beatles Part 2 this time. I've got some books, some magazines, some CDs to go over with you. There's been probably millions of books out there about the Beatles. These are just a few that I'm going to talk about today and basically describe some of the stuff in them, along with some CDs that I've got. I've got the black box set, which is the stereo box set. Last video I did the American releases. These are the British releases. I'll be talking about those today. I've got a couple songs that I'll run down and kind of perform, obviously without the music like I did last time. Hope you guys like that. Hope it helps out. I know it's kind of just a real quick rundown. I'm showing you different angles of the drum set and kind of going through the song pretty fast, but hopefully you can visualize and you can see by the angles that I'm showing you, and hopefully that'll explain a lot that I'm doing with the drum performance. So hope you guys like that. But today I wanted to talk about some of the Beatles books I have here. This particular one's called Ticket to Ride, and it's by Larry Kane. Now, Larry was the only journalist from 64 to 65 that was the official Beatles press man. So a lot of good stories in here, some great pictures. So if you get a chance, if you want to check that one out, again, I'll show it to you. And let's see, I don't know what this ran. Let me see if they've got a price in here on it. It says $22.95, but man, if you can probably go on Amazon, you can probably get it for cheaper. So check that out sometime. Let's go on. This is kind of an old magazine. Let's see, when did I get this? This was $6.95. Here's what it looks like. Beatles Forever. I picked it up at some bookstore. I thought it was really cool. There were some pictures that I haven't seen. I love collecting Beatles photos and stuff of different things. They've got live performances. John Lennon with his Rickenbacker, and Ringo with there's the Beatles set. So it's just really cool. Some of the photos in here, some press release stuff. So I don't know if you can buy this anywhere, but it was just a neat keepsake collector's kind of thing. And the back of it, Beatles Forever. So we'll go through that one. This is a cool one. This is called the Beatles Complete Chord Songbook. This is pretty accurate. I've noticed that quite a few of the songs in here are, well, I should say most of the songs in here are to the right key. Beatles may have dropped some stuff down due to singing parts and stuff like that. But for pretty much, how, because they used to change the speed sometimes on songs to kind of match up with other things. So this is as close as you're going to get, or pretty close to pretty much any of the books out here. But it goes through. I can kind of just whip out some of them. It shows you the guitar chords, and it also gives you the lyrics and the chords down below. So you guitar players out there that want to go to a campfire, you're doing something like that, and you want to pull out a Beatles book with songs and stuff, this is real easy to do. It gives you the chords up at the top like I showed you, and then it gives you the chords at the bottom of it. So it's really easy to follow. So let's see, what does this book cost? This was about $20. And let's see, it's put out by Hal Leonard. Can't see anything else, but that's a real good one. So check that one out, called the Beatles Complete Chord Songbook. This one, I'm going to actually get some information out of it. It's called Just the Beatles. It's a hardbound book. It's about $20. I think I might have picked this up at a music store. Again, it had some great pictures. Here's one of Jimmy Nicol, who was filling in for Ringo when Ringo was sick. So I'll kind of show you the picture there. You kind of see him on his set. Ringo was really ticked off about that, but he was sick and he had to get better. But, a lot of great pictures in here, great information. I'm going to pull out some information on some of this stuff. But, again, a real good book, and urge you to get that one, too. There's the back of it. The next one, actually, Borders was having a big sale. And this one's called The Story of the Beatles, the Fab Four in Words, Pictures, and Memorabilia. So, and I got it for $7.99 because they were closing their stores. So I picked this up. Pretty nice. Some like postcard stuff that you could never find anywhere. Stuff that they wrote, personal stuff of theirs that they took pictures of. Here's them getting their ties set up and everything. Great. These are great photos. Oh, here's one with the Queen. Them meeting the Queen. I keep going the wrong way with this, sorry. But here's Stuart Sutcliffe, John Lennon's friend. Here you go. You don't see this too often. Beatles in full Nanook Nanook gear. Anyway, so that's a great one. Pick that one up if you get a chance. I think it retailed for about, it was probably about $15-20 for this book because it's hardbound, and they had it for like half off or whatever. This was another one of those ones that I picked up too. It's called The Unseen Archives, The Beatles. I got that one for $9.99. And again, great pictures in here. Kind of, wow, here's John Lennon talking with some girl. Again, I love photos that I haven't seen of the Beatles before, so this really caught my eye. Here's George and Ringo. Looks like they're making a movie, and looks like they're freezing. Here's Paul on skis. Oh, let me go this way. Paul on skis. There's the Beatles outside something. Standing outside the door. John and Paul. Looks like they're at the airport. So again, these are really good photos. Oh, here's one. Here's a great one of Paul and Linda. Real young there. Here's Paul's family. He had quite a few kids. So anyway, this one again was called The Unseen Archives, The Beatles, so that really caught my eye. Here's an old one. I think my wife got this or had this, and she kept it. It's called The Fabulous Story of John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And it looks like this. The Beatles. And this got a lot of neat pictures again, too. The book's really old. Here's them on the rooftop. Here's looks like Paul and Linda getting married. There's Ringo with his wife, and I think that's Zach Starkey, the drummer there. They're holding the baby. Let me see if it is. Oh no, it's the second son, Jason. So that's Ringo's second son, Jason. So again, this is a really cool book. I don't know if you can still buy this, but the back of it, there's the back. Pretty cool. This last one, I can't remember where I got it. This one's called The Beatles, A Life in Pictures. It's by Tim Hill. A lot of great photos on here. Some stuff that I don't have from any other book. Here's a cool one. The Beatles. There we go. The Beatles with Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali. That's a cool one. Beatles getting off the plane. John looks like a doorman. There's Paul with some girl. John and Paul together. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, so this one is put out by BG Entertainment Arts. Like I said, hopefully some of these, if you like these, you might still be able to find them. But again, there's the front cover of the book. And then I'd like to show you the box set of the Beatles. This is the black ones. I'm sure you've seen these before if you've been looking for them. I got these for Christmas, I think a year or two ago. And just love the box set. Here's the back of it. Kind of gives you all the stuff on it. 13 original studio albums, digitally remastered in stereo. The original studio recordings, 217 songs, remastered for superior sound, deluxe packaging. Oh yeah, and there was a bonus video in there, a DVD that kind of goes through each of the albums. So I'll open this up and you guys can see what this is like inside. If you haven't seen an unboxing, kind of do like a re-unboxing. I do have the original unboxing of this. So let's see, we've got Please Please Me. Here's With the Beatles. Hard Day's Night. Ta-da. Shirt. This is Beatles for Sale. Help. Rubber Soul. Revolver. Of course, Sgt. Pepper's. And then Magical Mystery Tour. And then the White Album. Simply called the White Album. Let's see if I can see the Beatles in there. Yep. There's the back. Then Yellow Submarine. Abbey Road. Then the Let It Be. And then both of the Past Masters. Again, this is a double CD in here. And very cool. And then the mini documentary of the Beatles. Has Please Please Me with the Beatles, Hard Day's Night, Beatles for Sale, Help, Rubber Soul, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's, Magical Mystery Tour, the Beatles, the White Album, the Yellow Submarine, Let It Be, and Abbey Road. So there's the documentaries. There's 13 videos to go with each CD. Okay, now before I go, everybody, I wanted to talk about one other thing, and that was the tuning of these drums. I had a subscriber last week that saw the Beatles video and was wondering, what are you tuning these to make them sound like Ringo? Now, I don't really have a set way of doing it. There's no, like, turn 3 times here, 4 times there to get the tone. I basically listened as well as I could with the Ringo sound in the early days, the early sound when he had this kind of a set. As he got older and as the Beatles, music progressed on, the drum set started to get lower in pitch. So these are still kind of ringy in the early days. I think as he was younger, the younger he was, the little more, they're a lot more ringier than they were in the later days, like around the Let It Be album. So I've got these kind of in between there. So that's what I was set to when I'd see him play live. I was listening for that tom sound and the bass. Kind of really hard to pinpoint it, but I do have a pillow in here, and like they used to use quite a bit of muffling back then because they wanted the nice punch of the bass drum to come through for the certain frequency, because back in those days they only used 1 or 2 mics at the most on Ringo's drum set. So that's kind of what I'm basing everything around, just so you know where I'm kind of at with the set tuning of it. So I've got this app that I downloaded a while ago. It's called the iDrum. I think iDrum Tech is the name of it. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, it's called the iDrum Tech, and I got it online at the App Store for Apple. This is an iPhone I have here. I don't know what you would download. If try to do it under iDrum Tech. I guess that may do it. Or you can type in maybe drum tuning and maybe see if that comes up. So the first thing that I do, this goes by hertz and the frequency of the drum. So I'm going to hit these a couple times, and basically as long as you hold it anywhere from maybe 6 to 8 inches away from the drum, it'll give you a good test. So here's what it sounds like. Let's try it. Alright, I'm registering. I did it about 3 or 4 times, and I kept getting the same number, which is 226.2 hertz. So the snare drum was probably the tightest. That's with the snares off, okay? The bottom, I don't know. I'm not going to hit it with a stick, but let's hear what it sounds like, see if I can register something. So I'm registering between 172 and 175 on the bottom head. I did that with my hand, so yeah, I keep registering about 175. I would say 175 for the bottom of the snare. The top tom, the top head on the tom and the bottom head, I kept them the same pitch, and the same thing with the floor tom. So I'm going to get a pitch out of that. Let's see what we get. Number of. Okay, I keep getting about 99.3 hertz. And again, the bottom is the same, so I'm not going to go over that. I know it's the same because I tuned them the same way. Let's do the floor tom next. I'm getting about 66.5 around there, 67, 66. And again, the bottom head's the same. Let's try the bass drum, last one. I keep getting 38.6 hertz. So those are the 4 numbers for the drums. And hopefully that'll help get you into the tune of where I'm at with the Ringo set. My ears are pretty accurate. I've been doing this for 30 years or so. So hopefully this will help you get to that point and you can kind of get an idea of what Ringo's kit sounded like at this stage. Again, it's very, because, again, as the years went by, his drum set, he started loosening them up to the point where they were really flappy. In fact, a lot of the jazz guys didn't really like the way Ringo's set was, but he was being a pioneer. He was trying to create his own sound, and pretty much then, anytime after that, a lot of the drummers, even still today, drummers are still lowering their drums to almost to the point where there's wrinkles, and then they kind of tweak them out just a little bit so there's no wrinkles. So that's the way ever since Ringo's been doing it, and I tend to like that sound myself, so I'm really happy with this set. Next week will be part 3 of the Beatles. I'll go over kind of the set in detail, and we'll kind of I'll zoom in on things, and you can see around the set. So you guys have a great Valentine's Day. Again, hope you have a lot of love. Spread the love. Spread the Beatles. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Until then, we'll see you on the next video. You guys keep rocking. Take care. This is Joe Drums signing off. Peace.